What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So over the past handful of months, I've been talking about Social Security, trying to give you a Social Security update, try to address the potential cost of living adjustment for 2023, really so on and so forth. But here's what I want to talk about today. We are a week away. 1 week from today, on October 13th, we are going to see what the cost of living adjustment for 2023 actually is. Now, I do have the estimates, and I will give you that in just a minute. But with this increased check will also likely come a loss of benefits. I want to address what's going on there because this is something that a lot of people are very worried about. Is we see a cost of living adjustment, which should help, but then the government claws all that money back through the loss of benefits. So let's talk about what's going on. Now, here's one of the questions I get all the time, and is why are lawmakers and potential lawmakers, why are they telling us certain things that they are willing to give us more, but at the same time, they never do anything about it? Well, you probably remember this. Back before President Biden was president, he promised more for Social Security recipients. He promised $200 a month as an increase. Well, towards the end of 2021, multiple lawmakers also came out. They expressed their displeasure with bills not providing for the elderly and those on a fixed income like Social Security. However, they didn't propose anything. There were not proposals ever submitted. And this again has many Americans wondering, what is going on? Why would somebody come out, say one thing, and then go forward with a completely different plan? Well, it's actually pretty simple. First, some lawmakers believe that helping when the cost of living adjustment is announced isn't really needed, right? They believe that the cost of living adjustment was them. They did it. And this was part of the reason why we didn't see anything for the beginning of 2022 is because Social Security recipients just received a 5.9% cost of living adjustment. Even though, and we all know this, 5.9% was not enough, wasn't even close. But that's how many lawmakers were thinking, was you just received a 5.9% cost of living adjustment, we don't need to pass anything else. Now I know the cost of living adjustment is not a new raise, and its sole purpose is to keep benefits in line with inflation. However, it normally doesn't do this. It normally doesn't happen. Now, for 2023, what are we expecting the cost of living adjustment to be, and will there be any additional benefits coming after that? Well, here's what I can tell you. As of right now, and again, we got 1 week. Okay, we got 1 week until we will have an answer. Once the CPIW does come out, and that's on October 13th, it will come out in the morning. We should have an answer. We should have an official statement as for the cost of living adjustment soon after that. But the cost of living adjustment for 2023 is expected to be between 8.5% to 8.7%. The likelihood is going to be 8.7%. All right. Now, if we see an 8.7% cost of living adjustment, will there be any additional benefits to Social Security recipients? First, is there going to be a stimulus check? The answer is no. Are we going to see potential tax cuts? Yes. We could see lawmakers pass a bill that would actually eliminate income tax for Social Security. We could also see the fact that and again, this is a long shot, but if President Biden walks back his statement of anybody making less than $400,000 per year would see a penny more in taxes, well, we could see income go up at that point because there would be additional funding. So outside of those two things, I don't think there's going to be any other benefits. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Now, the other reason why many lawmakers say one thing and then do another is because they've already gotten their way. When you have leverage, and one thing you should know is lawmakers like to use leverage because leverage creates power. If a lawmaker believes that they can leverage the American voters into voting for them in exchange for a possibility of getting something in return later on, they're going to play that card all day long. And that is what we are currently seeing right now. Democrats are saying, no, don't vote for Republicans, vote for us, because if we just get 2 more seats in the Senate, this is exactly what President Biden said. Give me 2 more Democratic senators, and I will get you these. I will get you this stuff. That's what he's saying. He's playing that card that, okay, you want something from me? Well, this is what I want from you. That's what's going to happen, because we're already seeing it. However, we have a problem. Women 50 years of age and older, they're now expected to be one of the most powerful voting groups in this upcoming election. Okay? And I say this because of 2 things. First, women have lost their jobs faster than their male counterparts over the past 2 years. Women also over the age of 50 represent roughly 63 million voters, according to the AARP. And in a very tight race year, both parties are going to do whatever they can to try to secure each and every vote. Well, here's what's happening right now. We have women's rights, right? We're still fighting that battle, right? And that's something that, Republicans say one thing, Democrats say another, then they go back and forth. We also know that, again, if women lost their jobs faster than their male counterparts, don't they need money? Yeah. Is Social Security going to be enough? Maybe. But if they could get a little bit more, wouldn't that be more beneficial? So talking about Social Security benefits would be a good thing for both Republicans and Democrats? Yeah. But very little are talking about it. Now, I want to be very clear on something. When we see a higher cost of living adjustment for 2023, more Americans are going to be pushed into a higher tax bracket, higher income tax bracket. Because of this, there are actually proposals on the table right now that would eliminate the Social Security income tax. But keep in mind that eliminating taxes at this time is very difficult because we are currently sitting at $31 trillion in debt. So for many lawmakers, they would never vote to pass a bill that would include a tax cut. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Even though there's still a possibility, it's probably not going to happen this coming year because our deficit is just so high. Now, we have another problem. Here's another problem, and it deals with the loss of benefits. If the cost of living adjustment for 2023 is, let's say, 8.7%, we're going to see about $140 per month in additional benefits. That's on average. Now, beneficiaries could lose a lot of their benefits elsewhere if we see such a large jump. Okay, I don't know why I keep saying if we see. When we see this large jump, beneficiaries could lose a lot of their benefits. We know for things like food stamps, we always see Social Security recipients lose some of their food stamp money because their income is too high. So it goes down. We know for things like Medicaid, right? Section 8 housing. The thresholds in all these things, they're not always indexed for inflation. And because of this, you could lose some or all of your benefits as a result. Yeah. Now, we don't know if there's going to be any changes to how things are indexed, to keep up with inflation. Should they be? Should food stamps and Medicaid and Section 8 housing be indexed to inflation? Yeah, especially their income thresholds. Because as we see more benefits, right? As we see Social Security go up, as we see wages go up, shouldn't the thresholds for food stamps and Medicaid and Section 8 housing go up as well? Yeah, that's part of the problem. So that's what we know at this time. Again, we got 1 week. We got 1 week from today, and we will find out what the cost of living adjustment for 2023 will be. Once we have that, my expectation is we're going to start to see more lawmakers talking about Social Security. And then after the midterm elections, once we know who's going to control the House, who's going to control the Senate, I think we're going to have more discussions on Social Security, but at the same time, I don't think anything happens until potentially 2023 or even later. So we're going to see what happens going forward, but as always, as I know more, I promise, I'll come back on and share all latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.